Hi guys, Matthew Woodward here, and today you're going to learn why Ultimate Daemon is my favourite link building tool, along with how to set it up and use it properly. You're also going to learn how to build quality tier 1 links, as well as how to scrape and import your own target site list to get the links that no one else is getting. You'll also find out how to build tiered linking structures, and I've put together an exclusive pack of resources for you to download, including custom footprints, targets, and more. So this is what a fresh install of Ultimate Daemon looks like. And it's pretty simple. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of the interface and the options that we need to set up, and then we're going to set up a project, import some of our own site, set up a tiered link structure, and a few other things. So first of all, let me just give you a quick tour of the interface. It's pretty easy. All of your projects are listed here. You can get statistics on your submissions, a list of the sites that you currently have imported to post to, broken down by the different types that it supports. You have a mailbox, which you can largely ignore, a pinger, a scraper, and an area to create link trees, or this is what I would call tiered link building. If you click on the toolbar up here, you'll see some additional options, and there's some various tools here that I rarely use, to be honest. So the very first thing that you want to set up are your proxies, and I actually have a list of custom proxies that I get from BuyProxies. So let me just import those like that. And if you want to, you can test the proxy servers down here, and then hit save. All of the other settings can be left at default. The other thing that you need to set up is your capture solving service. Now you can set up more than one service if you want, so there's a failover, and I'm just going to add my death by capture details here. And let's just give the balance a quick check. So I've got plenty of money in there, and let's hit save. So if you want to set up a project, you would come over to the projects tab here, and if you click on new task, there are various different tasks that you can create here. Let me just quickly show you one of these. Let's just jump into the article task quickly. In essence, what you do with every task, regardless of what it is first of all, you select the sites that you want to post to, and click add. Then you create an account profile, the name, the email address, and any other details that's required. As you can see, for the most part, it is already filled out for us. And then you supply the content in which to submit to this task. And then on the right side here, you have some settings controlling how quickly it creates those links and such things. So no matter which task you choose here, you follow that same sort of process for every single one of them. Select the sites, set up the profile, set up the content, set up the scheduling, and press go. Now, unlike other link building software that requires you to first create an account task and then create a submission task, this just does it all in one go. So you don't have to create separate tasks to register the profiles and submit the content like you do in SE Nuke XCR. This just does it all for you in one crack. So first things first, let me take you through creating an actual social bookmark task. Now remember, you need to have set up your proxies and your deCAPTCHA services before you start this, and ideally you should have also imported your own target list of sites, but I will be covering that in a moment. Let's just quickly show you the actual setup process of a bookmarking task. So click on new, and we want bookmark task, and let's make this full screen. First things first is select the sites. You just click the plus, and you have a huge amount of sites here, and you can actually come up and select different categories up here. So I'm just going to do that quickly. And hit set category, and that will actually set all of the categories here for you based on what you've inputted in this box here. So press Ctrl and A to select them all and click Add. So these are all the sites that we are going to submit our link to. Now we can come and create our account profile. For the most part, it is already filled out. I'm just going to call it Profile 1. The only thing that we do need to do here is set up an email address, which I already have. I actually buy disposable Hotmail accounts from Fiverr. You get like 300 of them for $5. And that's what I always use here. And let me just drop the password in there. The username is actually this, and test settings. You should always test the settings, because if you register and to all the sites and then can't actually get the verification emails, you've just wasted your time. And as you can see, that's passed. So we can hit OK there and save, and that is our profile setup. Next, we need to actually add the URLs we want to bookmark, and click on the green plus. And just for this example, I'm going to use yourdomain.com. Click on start, and that will go out and fetch the current title and description and things like that, and hit OK. But what I actually want to do is put in a spun title and a spun description along with some tags. So I actually have that ready. We can put that in there. And a description. I can put that in there. And finally, some tags, which we can put into here. Perfect. And then you can preview that and see how it looks. And as you can see there, all of those make perfect sense. We can come out of that. Last but not least, we need to give it a task name. So bookmark demo. And then you can also choose to submit them all now or schedule for later. So if you submit them now, you can tell it to stop after it's built, perhaps 50 links. Or you could say schedule for later, and I want you to start it on this day and spread the submissions evenly over 5 days. So if you've got, how many sites have we got? We've got 88 sites selected here. Here we could spread those 88 social bookmarks over 5 days, which would build, testing my maths here, about 16 per day. But just for this example, I'm going to submit them all now. Submission speed you can have control over. I always leave these settings at default along with the account protection, and then just click on save, and that will go out now and immediately start the task for us. It's going out and creating all of the accounts first. It will then log into the emails and verify the accounts. Then it will go and submit the actual bookmarks, and once it's done that, it will come back with a live list of the links that is created for you. So I'm just going to pause the video while this completes. So that has finished submitting everything that it needs to now. And if we come up here and right click, we can have a look at the live link report. And here you can see all of the URLs of the backlinks that it's created for us. And you get some error. And if you come and click on the task log here, we can have a look at exactly why sites haven't registered properly and submissions have failed and such things. So all of these ones in orange failed, and if you want to retry them, you can just highlight them, right click, retry selected, or take a look at exactly why it failed and fix that first. So that's how quick and easy it is to set up a social bookmark campaign. Now, one of the most important things to do with any link building software, not just Ultimate Daemon, is to import your own custom target list of sites in which to build links from. Now, every bit of software comes with certain sites already added, but it's critical to the success of your campaign that you scrape your own list. Many people skip over this, or they just go to forums and find lists, but really that just doesn't cut it. Now, one way you can do this is using the built-in scraper. If you look at the included resources which are available to download underneath the video on my blog, you can import one of the footprints here and click go, and that will go out and scrape search results for you and can harvest URLs and add them. But if you want to do this on an industrial scale and add thousands of sites at once, you really do need to be using Scrapebox. So let's take a look at that. Scraping your own list of sites to import with Scrapebox is actually really easy to do. Now, in the included resource file, you have some 3 files here: a footprint file, footprints raw, and a merge list. If you open your Scrapebox folder and come into configuration and copy the footprint file over and replace the existing one, and then start Scrapebox, you'll see in this drop down here you have all these different platforms separated along with the various footprints that you can use to find them all. Now, what I really like about the Ultimate Daemon site importer is that you don't need to separate sites by platform. You can just do one massive scrape for all platforms in one go and then import it all in one go as well. This works very differently to SE Nuke XCR, for example, where you'd have to run each of these scrapes individually and then do an individual import after each one, which is obviously very time consuming. So to scrape your target list, we can open up the raw footprints file and copy that into there. And then we can merge that with our merge list, which is also included in the resources here, and click open. And you will see there are a whole bunch of queries for it to go out and scrape for the different directories. So assuming you've got your proxies loaded in, you can just click start harvesting, and that will now go out and find a bunch of sites that we can import into Scrapebox quite easily. So I'm just going to pause the video while it does that. When the scraping is complete, let's hit OK and close this down. If you want to carry on scraping, you can click export keywords, export all not completed keywords to keyword list, and that will then push the ones that failed or didn't scrape properly back into this list, so you can continue scraping if you want to. Otherwise, you just want to export your URL list as a text file, and I'm just going to call that Ultimate Daemon Scrape and hit save. And now we just want to jump over to Ultimate Daemon to import them. So importing the sites are really easy. All you have to do is come up to the Sites tab here, and we have a little plus that we can tick here. It's going to ask us to stop the submitter, which we can do. Hit the plus again, and this will open up for us. So at the top here, select all. You can change your threads if you want to, and just paste in the list of sites you scrape from Scrapebox. You get this message saying it recommends to keep it below 10,000 items. My PC doesn't have a problem handling this sort of list. If yours does, you might want to break it down. But it's as simple as adding this list in, hitting start, and that will now go through and check each of the URLs and see which ones it can add to the database and add them where possible. So I'm just going to pause the video while it does that, and we'll resume when it's completed. So that has now finished, and you can see that we've added over 1,500 new sites that we can start building links from straight away. Now, what I would also recommend you do is retry sites with connection errors, and then also come back into the site detector and paste your list in again, but this time tick this box and let it run through again, and you will add a lot more sites doing it that way. So I've shown you how to set everything up and how to set up campaigns, but let's take a look at how to do tiered linking with Ultimate Daemon, and we do that with the link trees feature here. So if you click on new and enter a campaign name and hit OK, And if we make this full size, you can see that this is the money site, or the URL that you are trying to rank in Google. And here you could say build Web 2 links to that, and then bookmark links to the Web 2s. So the Web 2s become tier 1 links and the bookmarks become tier 2 links. You might also then decide that you want to build some press release links to your money site, and let's say perhaps some document links to your money site. So this is an easy way to set up a tiered linking structure. And once you're happy with the diagram, you can hit proceed to step 2. And let's click on yes. And then all you need to do is set up the tasks. So if you double click on each picture, in here it asks you to insert the keywords you want to rank for and the URLs you're trying to build the links to. If you double click here, it will ask you to select what sites you want to use, very similar to the bookmarking task we set up before. Select the sites, select an account, insert the content, and then you have some scheduling options on the right hand side. And you just need to repeat that for each of these to set up a tiered link building structure. Now, a lot of people ask me why I don't use Ultimate Daemon to build my tier 2 and 3 links, and I personally use GSA Search Engine Ranker. Now, the reason for that is because if we come out of here and have a look here, with the sites that you've imported, there is only a limited amount of each type of site. And on top of that, Ultimate Daemon only supports about 20 different platforms. So what that means is it's quite limited in the types of sites it can post to, whereas GSA Search Engine Ranker posts to over 150 platforms. And that means it can go and fetch out a lot more links. So you might wonder why we don't just use GSA Search Engine Ranker on the first tier and we use Ultimate Daemon. And the reason for that is because Ultimate Daemon offers much more granular control over the links that are created directly to your money site, whereas GSA Search Engine Ranker doesn't give you that same control that you really need on your first tier. So Ultimate Daemon's really good for the first tier. Personally, I don't use a link tree feature. I use GSA Search Engine Ranker to build out tier 2 and 3. If you want a more detailed tutorial of how to use Ultimate Daemon to build high quality tier 1 links, then I suggest you check out my Ultimate Guide to Tiered Link Building. That will show you step by step how to set everything up in really granular detail. But in essence, all we do is we create an article task, a Web 2 task, a wiki task, a press release task, a video task, and a directory task, and we set them to publish around 200 links each over a 14-day period. So if you want to learn how to do that, either visit my blog or my YouTube channel and you can find that tutorial series there. So that about wraps up my Ultimate Daemon review and tutorial, and you now know everything you need to know to use Ultimate Daemon properly. I hope you can see why it's my favourite tier 1 link building tool. It's easy to use, rarely crashes, and has some great time saving tricks built in. The site importer is light years ahead of the competition. Well, if you made it this far, you must have enjoyed the video, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions, then head over to my blog by clicking on the logo on your screen now. Or leave them in the comments underneath this video. You can check out some of my other videos, just click on the one you want to watch next. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog. See ya!